Okay, I know this is unexpected, yet something's come up that I need to talk to you about, and until I do, I'm not going to be able to have a good day. So, the other week, I asked you about a video of light orbs in Massachusetts. You said it was a hoax and not from any part of the Galactic Federation, and the video was removed after many experts proving it to be so. Now, today, I have been sent a link of very similar orbs at a different time, yet in Massachusetts also. I am so totally confused with myself and you. Did my thinking of it possibly being a hoax due to a couple of emails saying so influence me? If so, I can't trust myself to bring truth through. Another channeler, who I'd not before heard of personally, has said the video was truth. For me, it makes me want to throw in the towel at times like this. I have to bring through truth or jack it in. Maybe readers won't understand my absolute need for this. I could have just brushed it under the carpet. Some would see the second video, some wouldn't. Yet some, maybe like me, hear about it and wonder who to believe. I'd rather stop now than know that I'm influencing the channelings. I mean, what would be the point?
Dearest soul of a discontented formula in this moment.
You can say that again. You're about to repeat, I can tell, to lighten my mood. And believe me, it needs lightening. Although I had to tune in for 10 minutes in order to link up with you.
We cherish you. We only desire for you to lighten up, because we know that it is not necessary for you to feel so downhearted and confused.
So you don't get why I'm feeling this way?
Perhaps if you would let us explain.
The floor is yours.
We can appreciate your determination to make sure that what we say through you comes from us, not from you. It is widely known that each medium that is used as a vessel in which to communicate to those of Earth by those not of Earth can be influenced by their own manner of thinking, their own thoughts and beliefs, if you understand.
Exactly.
Yet, we categorically state to you, directly from us, that the video in which you are speaking about from previous weeks was indeed an intention to thrill, yet the thrill was more on the part of the beholder.
That word surprised me, beholder, as I thought you were going to say the thrill was more on the part of the prankster.
The thrill indeed was intended to stir up emotions.
For the right reasons.
Initially, yet more so to prove that such performances are able to be attended.
What does that mean?
It means that once again, one can conjure up anything and everything, and one can choose to make it real or not.
I'm finding this hard to follow, to be honest. And it will frustrate me even more if this time I have set aside to sort this out doesn't give me my answer, as it's inconvenient right now, to be honest. Yet I need to know truth.
Have you not been down this pathway many times before, Blossom?
Too many for my liking. I guess I'm upset because after this year's channelings it all seemed to be going so well. And now this curveball, which makes me question.
What is it that makes you not trust us fully?
Past disappointments.
What is it that makes you continue on?
Sometimes I don't know. I'd hate to think it was my ego. I'd like to think that I know you are truth and therefore assisting so many along their journey.
Then if you know we are truth, why do you keep questioning that truth?
Because if you were me, you'd do the same. I am in a human form, remember? Things are different for me. If you got the link through this morning showing more orbs in the same vicinity yet on a different day with two completely separate witnesses, where would that send your train of thought? Probably to the possibility that maybe the first video was not a hoax after all. And then this whole responsibility issue comes into play. So, what do you say about the other videos?
We would say, now that you have given us a chance.
That indeed brought a smile to my face.
That these new ideals...
New what?
You picked up the word correctly. These new ideals of performance are far more common to that which we would state are of truth.
I googled ideals, it always helps. A standard or principle to be aimed at. So these new videos, also in Massachusetts, are not hoaxes.
No, they are not.
Is it not a bit too much of a coincidence that they're in the same place as the hoax video?
We would call it of a different category. We would gently suggest that in order to determine real from fake, the curveball was deliberately thrown into the pot.
Again, I don't know if it's me, but what are you on about? Curveball thrown into the pot? I know what you're saying, yet curveball, when looked up, means a particular difficult issue.
Yet, our more light-hearted meaning was, this dilemma has now had a new spin thrown in.
Far out. Why, oh why, did I not choose to come down here as a cleaner? I have to laugh. I've done a good few years of that in my time, when the acting wasn't around. Yet I digress. Where were we? I'm already feeling lighter. Thank you. Although, let's not lose track. I don't like to question or put down others that bring messages through. So why is it another channel has said they are of truth?
Blossom, what another channeler has said is not our business. We are only concerned with our truth.
Yet then we down here trying to sort all this out are left not knowing what to believe. If you're going to appear to brighten our day, to lighten our load, as you're saying this second video is there for, why oh why can't it be full on? Why do we have to go through all this palaver? So let me throw a curveball in the pot. Did you, your lot, with the greatest respect, decide to put these orbs out, the real ones, after the hoax video?
Yes, it was agreed to do so.
By whom?
The Council of Light, for the reasons we stated earlier. The curveball.
What could you do right now, this minute, to prove to me that all this conversation is not me having a chat with another aspect of myself in my head, because I could do with something?
Blossom, the truth for you has to come from the way you feel about us. You know, we know that you can decide to cease communications at any time if it no longer feels correct.
Yes, well, easier said than done, because my heart knows this is what I came to do, and most of the time I plod along with it, sometimes high on it and in much gratitude, and sometimes, as I say, like now, I am well and truly over it. I feel so confused.
Then stop, for we do not wish, as we have said, to upset or displease.
I know that, I do. I know this is for me to sort out in my truth.
And the truth is?
I know you to be real and of light and love. I know it. Why then do I keep going through this questioning of what you bring through?
You tell us, dearest one. We can only come from our truth when you ask of it.
Then do I get influenced by my own thoughts on matters in your answers, if that makes sense?
We understand, and we would say, no. You do not get influenced. Some others may do, but we ask you to write what we just offered.
It sounds too conceited, to be honest.
You are not saying it. We are.
Oh, you were going to say...
But you are of a higher caliber.
See, here lies the whole trust thing. I have to trust that you said that, and it was not what I was wanting to hear. If I heard it, literally heard it, it would be so much easier. It's because it is thought transference that makes it tricky. You know, a penny's just dropped, a little way, not fully down the slot, and you're better to explain it, as I feel you want to.
Many thanks. We come through to assist and to teach of love. When you choose, you, Blossom, choose to ask questions on behalf of yourself or readers, we give you our answers in our truth. You can choose to accept these answers or question them. You say it is yourself sometimes you are questioning as to whether or not you are making us up. For how could we ever get it wrong? We say to you, in our truth, we do not ever get it wrong in our truth. It may appear wrong in another's truth. That again is not our business. The only business that is ours is our truth, whether or not you choose to know this as your truth. Yes, you, Blossom, is entirely up to you. You do not have to accept what we say as your truth. We offer it as our truth. It does not have to be yours. Do you see? You make up your own mind. Have your own opinion. It may seem odd, yet it is perfectly feasible. As White Cloud not always said, if something is said that does not sit well with you, then let it go, and find that which does.
Yes, he has. Yet for me, seeing as I'm the vessel through which you speak, I would need to know if when I ask if a video is a hoax or not, that you come through with the truth.
We do. Yet, what we are saying is that you, or anyone else, does not have to accept our word.
Then what's the point?
You tell us. You are the one asking us the questions, and we can only give you our answer on the given matter, in our truth.
So what if, for instance, I said, okay, you said the video was a hoax, and I'm not sure it was anymore.
We would say, bravo, for following your truth.
Yet are you not the ones in the know about these things?
We would say, we know that it was a hoax. You asked, and we told. Yet, you do not have to take our word for it.
But I feel your word is truth.
You don't always. For today, you are once again questioning. Please know, Blossom, we do not have a problem with this questioning. We are, in fact, rather pleased that you do so, in order to bring through your truth for yourself. It is not an easy task working with us. Only few truly understand how it all works, and that which it entails. So, we take this moment to thank you for hanging in there.
Well, be it by a thread sometimes. I feel we're done here today. I feel so much better for getting this off my chest with you. I choose always to share any chat I have with you. It must have been part of my agreement. and I hope it helps others to understand more of our relationship and more of their relationship with you, and also my desire to bring through truth. I think I've accomplished what I tuned in with you for today. I am, in these situations, always a little, more than a little, apprehensive going into sessions of this kind, for I never know how they'll turn out. Again, learning over these 15 years to trust myself and my relationship with those that I connect with, that I cannot chat to face to face. Yet who knows, maybe one day. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for your patience and for not saying, Blossom, for goodness sake, what now?
Blossom, for goodness sake, feel our love for you, for your determination to be only of truth, no matter what is thrown at you, in or out of the pitch.
I guess I'll keep on trucking. Maybe we could speak more of the newer videos of the orbs in our next chat. We haven't the energy link to carry on now, I have to say. I come out of this session filled with love, which is so much better than when I came in. Thank you. I love you.
Case closed?
Case closed. Yet are you happy to speak about the orbs next time?
Indeed. If it is appropriate at this time frame in your world in which we join hearts. Love to you. Love to all. Love. Love. Love.
Continuing on the next day in my search for truth. Hello again. So I enter into this communication with a light heart, yet a determination to get this issue regarding the videos of the orbs sorted once and for all. I've been thinking about what you said and read and reread the last communication many times. Accepting then that the first video was a hoax, yet not the second, containing two separate sightings which you say are not hoaxes, can you explain to me exactly what they are and why they presented themselves, please?
We again are more truly delighted to resume correspondence with you regarding this matter, which well and truly seems to have put your mindset in a whirl. These lights, in which you give the term orbs, are a manifestation of certain energy balls that are giving a display.
For what purpose?
To intrigue and question, to allow the inquisitor to make up their own mind as to what they are, why they are here, where they come from, etc.
Yet this is what I'm asking you.
We are aware of this.
Are they ships of a kind? Do they have beings inside?
No, they are not ships. As we say, they are a display to intrigue.
I guess my confusion is the fact that they turned up in the same place as the hoax video. You said it was a curveball to sort out truth from fake. That's the bit that doesn't sit well with me. I don't get that.
Blossom, there is so much that has, that is, and that will take place that many cannot get. The plain fact is, it was appropriate to send these balls of light and maneuver them in that place at that time.
Can you elaborate?
Knowing as we did that the first visual filming was indeed created by visual effectiveness, we decided, therefore, to allow that which was of truth and not from a program to enter into the equation also.
Yet why is there the need to confuse?
If we had sent them to another country, would that not still have had the same impact? The same questioning? Would not people say they have experienced those in another country also? So do you see, the impact of the truth, we feel, is more impactful by sending them to where we did,
When you say sending them, what do you mean exactly?
We mean that they are created through thought being protracted into crystal columns, which are present among many light vessels. These columns then create the energy. We can only simplify this for explanation by saying, this particular light energy is created through a chamber. It is literally contained there. And then, when aptly correct to do so, that thought, created into light energy, is released.
Do they have another purpose other than a display?
Yes. They allow for the energy from which they were deduced to emanate out into that area.
What about one ball releasing from another? What's that about?
The effect that has is to encircle a larger area, a little like offshoots.
So you are saying they are energy balls of light?
Yes, we are. We have spoken for long days past that in future days more and more evidence of our existence shall come to light. Have we not? And now is the time to excel in the acknowledging of our friendship with those upon earth who are ready, almost ready, more than ready, to connect with us in a much more hands-on fashion. These energy balls shall be spotted far and wide in days to come. Would we indeed say they shall become rather commonplace?
You do know I'm still struggling a little with all this.
We can feel this. How can we assist?
How about asking me to resign and giving the job to someone else? Just kidding, I think. It all seems a little far-fetched. I mean, energy balls, so they just contain energy?
Light energy.
But what does it do?
It lightens up the energy within that area. May we add that if you are having trouble accepting these energy balls, we say lightheartedly, you are going to be in serious difficulty with accepting what is to come. For these light balls are a mere snippet of what we are capable of. Yet we feel it necessary to introduce to you slowly, little by little, so as not to blow one's head off, as you would say. To you, Blossom, we feel that you are concerned as to exactly what it entails to create these balls. And we are making it sound so simple. To us, it is. With the greatest of respect, we say that your world, in terms of technology, is very much in the kindergarten phase. Imagine, then, with what is turning up on your planet these days, in forms and communications, how much more can be if one was light years ahead of the university phase, if you understand us. In days ahead, dearest friends, in a time, in a world where love between the one united family of light is present, in the early days of introductory formalities, how you shall fall over backwards at what we consider as easy as putting the kettle on, yet to you will be completely out of this world. There is so much to share, so much hope we can offer in ways of enlightenment, so much love we can give. We long for this union as much as yourselves. It is beginning now to develop in ways that shall convince rather than cause doubt. These orbs being the starters on the menu.
Well, it's sure been a funny few days for me, trying to find out my truth about all this.
Are you a little more settled within it?
A little. Yet time heals everything, and this little episode, like everything else, will fade in its importance as days move on through. Anything more you want to say?
Lighten the load, Blossom. This heaviness you feel about this lightness is defeating the purpose.
Thanks, I'm working on it. And now I've had this communication with you, I will let it go and hopefully move on. Case closed.
Case closed, yet not locked.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Case reopened. Good morning again. It is quite incredible for me how this little episode is turning into the never-ending story. What a week. I just have to pursue it for no other reason than to find the truth. After sending out the last communication yesterday, my inbox was filled with heartfelt replies of thanks. Yet, and a big yet, there was a lovely email from a lady asking to ask you how it was that the trees are in full bloom in the second video, and yet living in Massachusetts as she does, they are in the middle of winter and the trees are bare. Best I don't write my reaction to this. You said that the decision was made to send these orbs out after the hoax video, which is the month of January. Please give me a plausible reason to carry on, for this does not make sense, and I need you to make sense. I was aware then to record their direct voice coming through, and very happy to have White Cloud come through at the end also. Greetings to all. We are aware this day of the reasoning we have been asked to communicate once again. There appears to be large fractions that do not make sense to our dearest vessel, and this is causing her great stress, which we do not wish upon her in any sense. Therefore, we choose to clear this matter up in detail. We have spoken that the first video shown of 5 balls of light coming down from the original one was that of impaired truth. This is clear. However, we then went on to state that the second video that was given out was indeed of truth and energy balls of light from above. The question has arisen as to the fact that if this second video was put out in capture on film after the original hoax, which was in this month of your year, how then is it that the trees in this vicinity are in full bloom when they should not be at this time of year? The vessel is already inquiring as to what answer we could possibly give to rectify this situation, and she is trying her hardest to remove herself from her mind, which we say is not possible. She is asking this to be so in order for clarity from us to come through. We speak to you of time, of which to us there is none. This is where much confusion is held within. The time factor causes these dilemmas. Yes, we announced that these light orbs were sent out after the decision was made after the thrill video. Yet to us, there is a transference of energy taking place as we come in more fully to this vessel, and she is less of herself in order for this message to come through. We speak then from a higher place. If we may remove time, if we put all that is in the same space, in the knowing that everything is taking place all at once, it is then to do with synchronicity in the fact that this second video was sent in when it was, even though the sighting may have taken place in a different month. This vessel is still with us and finding that hard to accept. We are even deeper as we try to express our truth. We do not come to play games. This is not our purpose. And yet much that is misunderstood is interpreted as game playing, as teasing, as untruth. The difference in realities between your world and ours is inexplicable, let alone within the distance. Therefore, communications cannot always be explained in the way we desire. It is not that we have this wrong. It is that there is misunderstandings of time that is used and manipulated to make things work. The orbs that were sent, these energy balls that were sent by us to impress upon you of our truth, may have well taken place whilst these trees were in bloom. For us, this can be after the occasion of the first hoax video. And yet this is very difficult to be understood by you, how that can work. It is so difficult for this vessel not to think for herself as we speak these words, therefore interrupting a little the flow. We are aware. Time, the video of the hoax had not yet been created in the physical outcome. This is not to say that it was not already created within the ethers, ready to bring through. Therefore, when these videos, the second time of the real light energies, were sent in and put up upon your internet, they coincided perfectly with our plan. Therefore, the lack of pure communication that is involved is due to all these technicalities involved, removing the aspect of time. Therefore, after or before does not equate. You put things in linear time. We do not have this. So much is misconstrued because of this. We come in as through of love. We do not desire to confuse, yet we would find it of great misfortune if this vessel was to cease her communion with us, for we are aware there is so much more to achieve through our relationship. She has choice. All beings have choice. For those listening to these words, we ask you to feel the energy of truth, your choice. We do not wish to persuade in one direction or the other. That is not our importance. We desire to assist in love. Yes, it is me. It is White Cloud that has chosen to add a little dearest souls and to my dearest co-worker Blossom. These things that are presented to you are nothing in the grand scheme of things. What is everything in the grand scheme of things is the way you choose to feel about everything. Those that are of light, that reside in other realms, are fully aware of complications that can arise and cause in due course the confusion that it can and does and will do. They have spoken that when in future days there is a reality of communication
face to face. Such dilemmas shall fade into the background with laughter at how simply these misunderstandings are misunderstood. I therefore come through this day to ask you to make up your own minds, to take always from all that is given, that which resonates with you, and that which does not, you can throw in your bin. Raise your spirits. Fill your hearts with joy and laughter. These pauses are due to this beautiful vessel struggling with the lump in her throat. I am here. The Federation of Light are here. Blossom is here. And between us, we desire only to help in ways of raising the vibration of yourselves and the planet, the divine mother planet, into a more acceptable space for the soul to reside in, to help you understand little by little why you came, what you came to do, and who you are in your reality, which is not that which you are residing in upon the earth plane. Lighten up, my friends. It is worth it to do so. Blossom is unsure as I am speaking if this recording shall be offered out. That is her decision. There is little more I can say at this time, so I leave for now, offering to all those who hear these words and feel this energy, my love in its highest form. Many thanks. Adieu, my friends. Adieu.
This audio was originally 32 minutes long. I cut out the 15 minutes of pauses. I really don't know what to make of it, of their reasoning. I certainly couldn't have come up with this explanation. I do realise that for a lot of people they may think, oh well, whatever. Yet for me, to continue chatting with them depends on how I feel about this. What I feel about them is love. What I feel about what they have to say about these orbs videos is confusion and now doubt. I can offer no more than that. Perhaps the case is closed once again, yet indeed not locked. I send this out because I think it right to do so. Yet such vulnerability is on display in my quest for truth. Make of this recording what you will. I will give myself a little while to think all this through and see what happens from there. In love and thanks, Blossom Goodchild.